Welcome to the joys of sewing, y'all. Spoiler alert. See, y'all can learn some things from watching me. Today we have not one, but two concert outfits to make. And I'm so excited. Hi, if you're new here, my name is MollyKate. I'm a fashion designer. And if you are not new, then you're probably like, MollyKate, what the heck did you do to your hair? I went back to being a brunette. As you can see, I've been dyeing my hair red for the past like 2 years, and as much as I loved it, it was kind of starting to damage and kill my hair. So I went to a hair salon. They took me literally back to my roots, and your girl feels like herself again. I actually saw my grandma today, and when I got out of the car and she saw my hair, she was like, oh, there's my Molly. And it was so cute and made me so happy. And I haven't felt like me in a long time, even though the red hair was super fun. And if you're looking to have red hair, I have plenty of tutorials on this channel of how to achieve that. For me, I'm back in my brunette era and I couldn't be happier about that. But my hair is not what we're talking about today. Today we are sewing my sister Sam and I outfits for Olivia Rodrigo's Guts tour. I'm so excited. These are gonna be like a total different vibe than the Eras Tour outfits I made us, which is honestly really exciting. And if I'm being honest, I have an idea for Sam's and not so much for mine. So we're gonna say a prayer about my outfit. Okay guys, we're gonna start with hers and then we're gonna see what chaos I can create for myself. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video. This isn't gonna be like a step-by-step tutorial at all. This is a chatty, sew with me vlog, chaotic vibes. Just this is just gonna be taking you along with me to see the craziness that goes on in my head when I decide I want to sew something. So I already went to Joann and I picked out my fabric. I was there for almost 2 hours, y'all. Like, let that sink in, because I didn't know what I wanted to create, which honestly was okay, because sometimes you just gotta go in and feel the vibes. I let the fabric speak to me and I got some pretty cool stuff. So here's the Joann haul. I'm gonna show you everything that I picked out. I spent way too much money, but you know what? It's fine. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, right guys? We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna have fun. So first things first, let me show you Sam's fabric. So Sam's sketch that she gave me basically is a simple bow top and a little mini skirt. She told me that I have like mega creative freedom here because she's not completely tied to this idea, and it kind of is reminding me of the Lavender Haze outfit that I made her for the Eras tour, with the top being like white and then the bottom being purple, but this time it's just flipped. So I started thinking, I'm like, Sam, like, would you be open to a full silver outfit? And she was like, oh my god, yes. So I was kind of inspired by these Olivia Rodrigo outfits like at the actual tour, and then combined with Sam's sketch. That's kind of the vibe I'm feeling. So I think her look is gonna be all silver, and I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm a lot more confident in hers than I am mine right now. That's okay, we're gonna trust the process. There is no process, but we're gonna make something. Okay, so first fabric is actually the same skirt fabric as Sam's Lavender Haze purple skirt, but this time in silver. So this is a stretch knit, which is great because you can just have an elastic waistband and you don't need any closure or zippers in this, which is perfect because without Sam like here in Texas with me, I can have like a little bit of flexibility in stretch elastic waist. I bought 3 yards of it, which will be plenty. It's plenty because A, she wants a mini skirt, B, she's tiny and wants a mini skirt. So there's plenty here for me to even make like mock-ups first. But this is gonna be the skirt and then also the bow top. And then I have another fabric to go on the top, which is this one. And it's kind of hard to see, but this is basically like a crinkle tulle fabric. And there wasn't much of this left on the bolt. I think there's only about 2 yards on here, folded of course. So I think that will be enough for one top layer of the mini skirt and then a giant bow. So this will go on top because obviously it's too see-through. You can't just have this alone. You have to have this over the other fabric. And then I got some sparkly little trims to do like a strap detail and then also the bow detail. I mean, the vision is visioning. Like I can see this coming together. I feel good about this look. These are our little trimmy trims. So we have the wider one here. This will be good for the band. And then we have the same, but a little more narrow. This is a little flimsy, so it would have to be backed for sure. But this could be like a cute detail to go on top of the fabric. In between the two widths, it's gonna be like the perfect mixture of having enough shine, but then also having like dainty details. So honestly, Sam's look is gonna slay. I'm not worried about hers, y'all. I did it, y'all. I bought the fabric that I absolutely fell in love with. And although it's not the most Olivia coated fabric, this is my dress. This is something that I can wear after the concert. So this is gonna be my body fabric. I wanna talk about the inspiration here. My favorite designer of all time is Elie Saab, especially his runway shows circa 2016 through 2018. They were so iconic and just live in my head rent free, especially this picture. I think about this picture every single day. This picture inspired a dress that I made for my senior collection in college, and just the way that he takes feminine flowy silhouettes and then puts these like edgy details on top through like the trim and the boning details, like, oh my gosh, I've never seen another designer that's inspired me as much as he does. So that's what we're creating here, guys. We are creating a Olivia Rodrigo meets Elie Saab inspired dress. A detail that Olivia always has is some sort of choker necklace or really just like trim detail interest at the neck. Again, that's just like something about her that brings me back to Elie Saab and something that always like is connected in my weird designer brain. And so that's what we're gonna bring to life here. We're going to make a dress that incorporates Elie Saab's cool detailing that kind of vibe into like Olivia Rodrigo's vibe, and at the end of the day, just be like a very MollyKate dress that I feel comfortable in and that is me. I'm inspired, y'all. There's so much that can be done here that this dress I feel like is just gonna kind of scratch the surface and maybe become an inspiration point for me just to create going forward. As far as like what this dress is actually gonna turn out to be like this week, who knows? Like, I'm just gonna start with Sam's outfit and then let my crazy mind just somehow whittle it down to one design, and we're gonna see what we come up with. So I cleaned my sewing space, I vacuumed, I Clorox wiped all my surfaces. I have to have a clean sewing space before I get started. I'm drinking my liquid IV. I'm about to put on a show. We're just gonna get to work. Okay, welcome to my floor where I am cutting out patterns because for some reason it just hits different cutting out patterns on the floor. So for Sam's skirt, I'm actually using a pattern that I got off of Etsy. It's not that I don't know how to make my own patterns. I quite literally went to college for that. But if there's a pattern out there that kind of fits what you're looking for already, I think it makes sense just to go ahead and use that pattern and then alter it if needed. So this is the pattern that I am gonna use for Sam's skirt. It looks like this. It's fitted at the top and then has a pleated piece at the bottom, and this is a really popular style right now. I'm seeing this style everywhere in retail stores and then also on Olivia herself. So I got all my pieces cut out and now I'm gonna sew a mock-up. This is like key in sewing. Always sew a mock-up version first before you go to your final fabric. Use a fabric that is similar to what you're gonna use in the end, if not the same fabric. Like in this case, because I have like so many yards of this silver fabric, I can just use that fabric. But normally you would just use a muslin fabric, a cheaper fabric, and then once you have the fit exactly how you want it, then you cut your expensive fabric. In fashion design school, it was like super common to sew like 3-4 mock-ups. Even now working in corporate fashion, it's really common for the factory to make 3-4 samples before they make the final one. That's just how it goes, y'all. You can't just like skip to the final fabric right away. Anyways, I'm gonna cut out the fabric and stitch this up. Okay, so here I have my fabric laid out, and then as you can see, I have the pattern pieces pinned down, and on the pattern pieces you will see these vertical arrows, and these are very, very, very important. Okay, so if you're new to sewing, listen up. Basically what this arrow represents is the grain line, and if you don't know what the grain line is, the grain line means straight edge of the fabric. Okay, so that's this line here, and what it means is that you need to make sure that the arrow is parallel. That's the word. You need to make sure that it's parallel to the grain line so that you're cutting it out correctly. So if this is skewed, then your pattern pieces aren't gonna fit correctly. So that's my biggest tip for when you're pinning and cutting out pattern pieces, unless a pattern piece is cut on the bias, okay? So these two pieces up here, as you can see, I tilted them so that the arrows would be diagonal. And the reason is because the creator of this pattern specified in her instruction video that these two pieces need to be cut on the bias. And bias basically means diagonal. So it means diagonal from the grain line. Usually it will say that written on the pattern. She doesn't have it written on the pattern. It was just in the instruction video. But basically what this will do is it will allow these pieces to have more stretch. And that's important because these pieces are the waistband. So the waistband will be stretchy and then the panels underneath won't be stretchy. So if you see the word bias, make them diagonal. If you don't see the word bias, make sure the arrows are straight. See, y'all can learn some things from watching me. I'll educate you along the way. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is pleating the skirt pieces, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why this pattern didn't have the pleats on the pattern already. So basically what you had to do is like go watch the video and then add in the pleat lines yourself. So it's like 5/8, half an inch, 5/8, half an inch, and I feel like this is so much more complicated than it needed to be. But hey, you know, that's what you get when you don't make the pattern yourself and you buy another person's pattern. It's all good. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long to not only like mark all the pleats but then pin them, and then I'm gonna steam them with the iron, press them real well, and then obviously sew them. But it's like if the lines were just on here, it would have been so much easier. So let me show you what it looks like. So these are the pleats so far, and then you can see that I marked with pencil the rest of them before they're pinned. This is a labor of love, y'all. This is just sit down, turn on some music, and lock in. Good morning. It's the next day and we're ironing the pleats. So the front panel is all pinned down and I'm just using my iron to literally go on top and apply steam and press this super, super, super well because we worked hard on these pleats, y'all. We can't have them going away. Let me show you another sewing tip. So sewing tip is these pearl head pins can actually be ironed. So that's how I'm able to take my iron and just literally go on top. I press to apply steam. Obviously don't like hold it down super long because I mean, we don't want to test the theory that these can be ironed, but this is what we're doing. Hi y'all, so I have an update. I sewed the pleats onto the waistband panels, and this is the importance of mock-up. So like I said before, this is my mock-up because I had enough of this final fabric to make my mock-up in this fabric. So this isn't gonna be the final skirt, and you can definitely see when I flip the camera around how short it is. I'm like, my mom would kill me if I gave this to Sam to wear. So this is the importance of a mock-up because if I didn't allow time to do like another round, there'd be a lot hanging out. So this is the back piece, and I actually think that this length isn't too far off. So if we look at the center back length, we are right at 13. And my sister Sam said that she has a little tennis skirt that she wears that's at 14. So 14 is honestly the shortest I'd feel comfortable going. This is just way too short. And then the top, oh my gosh, like what happened? First of all, let's see the center front length here. This is about 12 and a half. So this is shorter than the back. There's just gonna be stuff hanging out. So the back, I'm happy with this. I can make this an inch longer the next go around. Here, I'm gonna have to repattern this because like what on earth is this little piece here? It's just not long enough. So I need to draw the pattern piece longer here, and then it honestly needs a lot lower of a curve, and then it goes all the way up there to the side seam. But like, yeah, things are really hanging out if it's like that. So time to fix the pattern piece and remake this. Welcome to the joys of sewing, y'all. I never said it was easy. Now it's time to start the top. So this is a little bra top with a bow on top, and I'm basically starting by cutting out my pattern pieces. So again, using another pattern that I got online, and then I'm gonna alter it a little bit, and we're just gonna see how it works out because this pattern's actually a dress pattern, and I'm just gonna turn it into a crop top to go with little skirts. So that's the plan, and I'm getting a headache. I always get headaches when I sew. And I don't know if it's like from my neck, like looking down, or it's like straining my eyes. I don't know. Hi y'all, it is a lot later, and by a lot later I mean like after the concert later. So here's what happened. Basically, filming as I went was really slowing me down. I'm still kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, and I basically realized that in order to finish Sam and I's outfits and like get them to Ohio on time, I needed to stop filming. So all of that being said, our outfits are done and they turned out amazing. I have a whole vlog coming of our time at the concert because Sam and I camped out for literally 12 hours to get front row. Yeah, there's a spoiler alert. We were front row. We had barricade at the concert, and basically Sam loved her outfit. She literally looked incredible in it, and this is the final result of her outfit. Everyone was complimenting her, and I just am so happy I was able to create it for her. I think it turned out so cute. The bow on top is actually removable, so she could take it out if she wanted to. I'm really happy with how it turned out. And then for me, here we are, y'all. Here we are. So obviously Sam's outfit is still with her in Ohio because she wanted to keep it, and of course it's hers to keep, but mine is right here. So here's how it turned out. It's a little shift dress because, as y'all know, I'm obsessed with this fabric. And then I basically went in and added the velvet trim as a little extra strap here along the neckline, along the armhole, and then I tied this really long bow. And this necklace I actually didn't make. I actually found this at Target, and it was literally perfect. It's definitely emblematic of Olivia. I'll insert some photos that kind of made me think of it. And I feel like this necklace is like what completes the dress. So I loved wearing this. I felt super confident in it. I mean, probably as confident as a 25-year-old at an Olivia Rodrigo concert with her little sister could feel. But it's so fun, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And honestly, it makes me really want to play with this idea of like trims and ethereal fabrics and this kind of like fun, soft mixed with like edgy. I don't know, I'm feeling like really inspired after this project. Sam's outfit was the one that I like really wanted to complete to the best of my ability, so spent pretty much all my time on hers and then whipped this little bad boy up. I will insert a clip here of me finishing mine in Starbucks. I would just like to say it was done when we went to camp out. I just felt like I wanted to hand stitch it down over top of the sewing machine stitches, so it was like really everything was like super in place. So anyways, here's the final dress. Has the purple zipper at the side seam. I like the little flow that it has. It's more like a shift dress than it is like a bodycon dress, but I loved it. It was a lot of fun to wear, and y'all, you guys have to go watch the concert vlog when I get it up because it was an adventure. It was an adventure sitting outside in 20-degree weather for 12 hours, but we had a lot of fun, and I will never regret getting to spend that much time with my sister, especially when I live across the country and I don't get to see her very much. Like, I will take all the time that I can get, even if it means braving the cold. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you loved how these outfits came out. I know that I did. I know that Sam does. And stay tuned for the next video to basically see us in our outfits and see us camping out for 12 hours to get barricade at Olivia Rodrigo. Love you guys. Bye.